I'm going to be making a succulent tea light holder today. I've got a selection of succulent moulds here and this lovely tray mould and a little glass pot that will go in the middle for the tea light. So I'm going to start off by making this the tray in Eco Resin. So I'll just go and get some Magic Pour mixed up and then we can get started. I've mixed up some of the Magic Pour. This is a casting powder that's mixed to a ratio of 3:1 by weight. So that's all ready. And I'm going to add to that some of the Homeware Designs pigment in Apricot. Let's pop a bit of that into there. I want the tray to look like a sort of, oh, I got the stick in there. Look, let's get that out. I want the tray to look like a sort of terracotta-y colour. So let's get this thoroughly mixed in. I think I might add a bit of the chocolate into that. Just deepen that colour up a bit. So a drop of that going into there. Let's see if one drop will be enough. Get that mixed in. No, I think that needs a bit more. So let's do maybe 2 more drops or 3. Get that mixed. I think that's more of the colour I was looking for. So we're just going to keep this nice and plain. So let's get this poured into this mould. Just going to pour it quite slowly around the outside first, just to get into all those grooves, and then just fill up the rest in the middle. So I think that's all filled up enough. Right, so I'll find something for that leftover and then I'll see you back for the next bit. This is all cured now, and with the leftover Eco I made a little toothpick pot, and I've just used some gold metallic marker on the top and some gold gilding paste on the outside there just to highlight the detail. And I also made a little worry stone, so that's lovely. Right, let's pop this one out, see how it's looking. Right, there we go. That looks lovely. Pleased with the colour of that. Right, so next we're going to make the little, oh God, what are they called? Succulents. Oh, it just went then. Right, so let's pop this to one side for a little while, and then I'll get some resin mixed up and then we can start pouring. I've mixed up some of the Resin epoxy resin. This is mixed to a ratio of 1:1 by weight. High gloss, crystal clear, self-leveling. So I've got 5 pots of that there, and I've got a little bit left over in case I need it. I've got some of the Resin mica powders. I've got the green, the spring green, the dark green, and I've also got the coffee. And I've got some white pigment paste. So I'm going to start off just by adding some of this into the resin. So let's get a chunk of that into there. And then the next one, this is the spring green. Let's pop some of that into that one. And we've got the dark green. Pop that into there, and then coffee can go into that one, and then I'm just going to give a little squirt of the white pigment paste into that one there. So I'll get these all mixed up and then I'll see you back in a minute. That's all my colours mixed up now, and I think I'm going to start with this one. And I'm going to do a dirty pour with some of the colours. So I'm just going to add some of these into a separate pot. Just layer some of those colours up. a little bit of brown in there, a bit of that one, and maybe a tiny bit of the white. And then let's have a bit more of that one. And let's just do a bit more with a couple of these. Just going to give my mould a quick squirt with some 99% alcohol. That will help alleviate any bubbles. And then I'm just going to pour this into the mould. Didn't quite make enough, so let's just top it up with some of the colours. If I pour it straight into the middle, you're not going to see much of those colours anyway. Let's just pop some of that one into there. Right, so that's that one done. I think some of the smaller ones I just want to do plain. Let's just give them all a quick squirt, because I don't know which ones I'm going to do when. Right, that would do. Let's do this little one here in this green. Just going to pour it really slowly, just to let it find its way into all those details there. Right, so that's that one. Let's do this one here with this green. Just pouring that in nice and slowly. Right, that's that one done. What one should we do next? Let's do this other large one next. Let's just use 2 colours for that one. I think this time I'm just going to add a bit of that, bit of that, bit of that, bit of that, that one, oops, and that one. Right, what else should we do? Let's do, I've only got a little bit of that left, so let's just give that another quick squirt. Let's pop that last bit in there. And then let's pop a bit of brown in. And let's just use up that last little bit in that one. Scrape that pot out. Right, that's that pot used up. Let's put some of this one in there. And then maybe a tiny little bit more of that brown. Top that one up. Right, so that's that one done. And right, what one should we do next? Let's do another dirty pour. So a bit of that one. Let's use some of this white up, a bit of the white, a bit more of that one, maybe a tiny bit of the brown, and let's just use up some of that clear, pop that in there, and then let's pour this one into this one here. Pour that in that one. Got a little bit left over there. And right, what should we do with the other 3? Let's do this little one with this dark green. Pop that into there. That's that one done. Well, I think that could do just a little smidge more. Right, these 2 left now. So let's add some more of that one into there, just to make that one slightly different. And let's just finish up that colour in there. Put that in there. God, I'm making a right mess today. Right, let's give that a squirt and pour that one into there. Fill that one up. That's that one done. Right, what should we do with this little one here? Shall we just do that one brown? Or should we do it brown and white? Let's pop a bit of white in, and then a bit of brown, a bit of white, a bit of brown. My plants usually end up brown anyway when I kill them off, so it'll probably be true to life for me. Oops, totally missed that completely. Right, I think that's okay. Let's just tidy up that top bit. Got quite a bit left over, so actually I think this one could do with a little top up. Let's top that one up, and that one can do with a top up, and let's just top that one up as well. Right, I think that's all of them done. So I'll find something for my leftovers and then I'll see you back for demould. These have all cured up now, so let's pop out the extras first that I poured. Done the little turtle. Let's see how he's looking. I think I need to get a new one of those moulds. He's lovely, beautiful. Then I did my little lion. I love this mould. He's cute, like him. And then I've done a little pot. Let's see how this one's turned out. Pop this one out. Ooh. There we go. Oh, that's pretty. Like that. Very nice. Right, let's do these next. Let's get this one out first. Ooh, that looks nice. Like that one. Right, next one. Pretty. Love the colours in that one. Let's do this little one next. Beautiful. No bubbles so far, that's good. Right, next one. Lovely. Again, no bubbles. Let's do this long one. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I like how that's coloured. That looks lovely. Right, next one. Nice plain one, that one. Again, no bubbles in there that I can see. Right, let's do this little one next. Beautiful. And this one. Oops. What's a spiky one? Oh, I like that one. That one's lovely. Any bubbles in that one? Can't see any. Right, and lastly, the larger one. Beautiful. Right, so let's see if we can add a bit of extra something to these. So I think with this one, where it's got these bobbly bits here, I'm just going to highlight those areas with a white Posca pen. So just going over those areas and adding some white dots. So I think I'll just do one side first of this one so I don't smudge them. So I'll leave that one as that. It's looking lovely. Right, and for, let's do this one here. I'm going to use, what colour is this? Old red. I'm just going to go on the tips of these with some of the red. Just give that some highlights there. Just work my way around all the tops of those. Just try and do this without smudging it. A bit there, a bit there. That would do, doesn't have to be too precise. And then that one there, and let's just put a little bit on the top there. So that's that one. Lovely. And I've got, what's this colour? This one's just orange. So what should we add? A bit of orange to maybe this one. Let's just put some little bits. Is that going to show up on there? No, not really. Will it show up on this one? I guess it shows up on the green, not so much on the darker bit. Let's just do it on the green sections. Just add a bit of extra something to them, won't it? I think that would do. Right, okay, and what's this? Oh, that's the red one. Will that show up on that one? Oh yeah, that will show up on that one. Let's just do some dots on the top of that one. Oops. So that's that one. And I think that will probably do actually. Let's leave it as that. Right, so I need to finish off that one. So I'll do that and then I'll come back to you once that's done. So that's that one all done now. And I did add a bit of white to the top of that one and a bit of red to that one. So next I want to arrange these in my little tray here, how I want them. So let's just pop these around in there. Little one there. Let's pop that one there. Let's move that one over. And let's put a little one in between there. And maybe that one there like that. So I want to set these into place with resin, and I've also got some silver nuggety bits there, and I've also got some of these, what's this called? Decorative filler. It's just like pieces of broken glass that I want to put in. So I'll just go and mix up some resin and I'll see you back in a minute. I've mixed up some more of the Let's Resin epoxy resin, and I know I've just put all these down here, but I think it's going to be best if I take them off and put a layer of resin down first. So let's just put some of that down onto the tray, and then make sure there's a good coating all the way round. Just work that all the way to the edges. Same again over this side. Let's get some down into there. And then last little bit there. Let's just add a bit more there, I think. Right. Now that's got a good coating. Let's squish that down into the middle there. I'm going to give it a little squidge just to make sure it's made contact with the bottom of the tray. I think that's in the middle. And then let's put these all back in now. Give it a little squidge. And that one there. So while I'm doing this, I'll just mention that today's video is part of the Friendship Express train that's organised by myself and Susie from Serendipity Creations, Tina from Pour Resin with Love, and Amy from Resonating Art by Amy M. So there will be a playlist in my description box. So feel free to check that out, and all the other lovely videos that are made for the Friendship Train. Right, last one going in there. That's that one down. Then I'm just going to use a lighter and pop any bubbles. Not that it really matters, because I'm going to pour loads of crystals and stuff over the top, but there we go. Right, so then I'm just going to spoon on some of these all over in between all the plants, and then I'll also add some of the shiny bits as well and pop some of those on the top. So I think I'll pop you on a quick fast forward while I do this. Right, so that's most of them covered there. So I'm just going to go around with a silicone tool just to make sure that they're pushed down into the resin. Not all of them are going to stick, but once it's cured I can tip it upside down, because I've got some bits inside the flowers there. But I can tip it upside down and brush any of those out. Right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few more of these ones on the top, and hopefully some of those will now stick as well. Just a few more around that glass pot in the middle there. Just on the areas that look a bit clear, really, where the stones or glass rather has sunk into the resin. Right, I think that will probably do. She says add in more. Right, so we'll leave that to cure now, and then I'll see you back when it's ready. This is all cured now, and with the leftover resin I've just made a little turtle, so I'll probably make that into a fridge magnet. Right, so to finish this off, I've got some pieces of fire glass here, so I'm just going to use a hot glue gun and just add some of these pieces in where I've got these whiter, well, clearer areas. So add in a bit there. Let's put one over there. So I'll just scatter these around. So let's put one down into there. And I think we need some over here. Pop that into there. So I think I'll just finish off doing the same thing and add them where I need them, and then I'll see you back in a minute. So that's all my extra bits of glass added, and I'm just going to use a lighter now just to burn off any stringy bits of glue. So I'm just going to go around and melt those off. Right, I think that's it. So that's how it's looking. Lovely. So we've got some nice bit of height there in places with all those added bits of fireglass. So just have to add my little candle in there, and that's my little tray done. So thank you ever so much for watching my video today. Stay tuned for the pictures at the end, and don't forget to check out the playlist, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.
Sunlight gleaming through the pane on my little houseboat domain. Got my molds and colors right, crafting magic day and night. Floating gently on the bay, watching little fishes play. But my mind's on swirls and gleam, living out a crafty dream. Got my epoxy hardener too, mix 'em up a shade of blue. Pour it slow with careful hand. Let's start resin in the land. Resin magic on the houseboat, turning plastic into gold. Little trinket, shiny new, crafted just for me and you. From a simple little